The Mystery of the Dancing Princesses, the Forbidden Waltz. After Prince Leo's discovery of the princess's magical world, the kingdom thrived with joy and wonder. The secret of the dancing princesses became a cherished tradition, and every night, the 12 sisters ventured into their enchanted realm to dance under the moonlit sky. But as time went on, a shadow began to creep over their magical paradise. One evening, as the princesses twirled and laughed beneath the glowing trees, the youngest sister, Lily, paused mid-spin. "Do you hear that?" she asked, her voice trembling. The others stopped, their gowns glittering in the soft light. A faint, sorrowful melody drifted through the forest. It was unlike the joyful music they danced to. It was haunting, filled with longing and pain. "Where is it coming from?" asked Alara, the eldest. The 12 sisters followed the sound, their footsteps silent on the shimmering grass. Deep within the forest, they came upon a silver gate that none of them had ever seen before. Beyond the gate was a clearing where a figure stood, a tall, shadowy woman draped in a flowing black gown. She held a harp made of obsidian, her fingers plucking its strings to create the mournful tune. "Who are you?" Alara called out, her voice steady but cautious. The woman turned, her eyes glinting like cold steel. "I am Isolde, the keeper of the Forbidden Waltz," she said. "This realm may bring you joy now, but it was not always so. My magic was once the heart of this place, and it has been forgotten." The sisters exchanged uneasy glances. "Why are you here?" Lily asked softly. "To remind you of the cost of joy," Isolde replied. "My waltz was once danced by the creatures of this forest, but it brought more sorrow than happiness. If you wish to keep your magical world safe, you must face the Forbidden Waltz and prove that you deserve its light." The princesses returned to the castle in silence, the memory of Isolde's haunting melody lingering in their minds. When Prince Leo noticed their unease, he asked, "What troubles you?" Alara explained the encounter, her voice heavy with worry. "She has given us a challenge, but we don't know what the Forbidden Waltz is, or how to prove ourselves." Leo thought for a moment. "Perhaps the answer lies not in the dance itself, but in your resilience and unity. If you face this challenge together, you can overcome anything." The sisters nodded, their determination growing. They had faced many trials before, but they had always leaned on one another. This would be no different. The next evening, the princesses returned to the enchanted forest, where Isolde awaited them. The silver gate creaked open, and the sisters stepped into the clearing, their gowns glowing softly in the moonlight. "You have come," Isolde said, her voice both welcoming and stern. She struck the harp, and the Forbidden Waltz began. The melody was complex, shifting between light and dark, joy and sorrow. "Dance," she commanded. "Let the music test your strength." The sisters hesitated, but Alara stepped forward. "We will dance together," she said firmly. As the music swelled, the princesses joined hands and began to move. The waltz was unlike anything they had ever danced before. It required perfect timing, balance, and trust. The steps were intricate, and the rhythm seemed to change with every beat. Lily stumbled, nearly falling, but Alara caught her. "We're in this together," she said, helping her sister back to her feet. The music grew faster, and the ground beneath them seemed to shift like waves. The princesses held on to one another, their movements synchronizing as they adapted to the challenging melody. When the music slowed, it became sorrowful again, and tears filled their eyes. They could feel Isolde's pain in every note, her longing to belong, her fear of being forgotten. "It's not just a test," Lily whispered. "It's her story." Alara nodded. "Then we must dance with compassion." The sisters poured their hearts into the final movements, their steps becoming an expression of empathy and unity. As the last note faded, the clearing was filled with silence. Isolde lowered her harp, her shadowy form softening. "You have danced the Forbidden Waltz with grace, resilience, and understanding," she said. "You have proven that your joy is not selfish, but rooted in kindness and strength." She raised her hands, and the forest around them began to glow brighter than ever. "The magic of this realm is now yours to protect, as long as you continue to dance with unity and compassion." The princesses bowed, their hearts filled with gratitude. When they returned to the castle, they told Prince Leo about the Forbidden Waltz. He smiled. "Your strength lies not just in your dancing, but in how you face challenges together. That is what makes your magic so powerful." From that night on, the princesses danced not just for joy, but to honor the resilience and kindness that kept their magical world alive. And though they would always remember the sorrowful melody of the Forbidden Waltz, they also knew it was a part of their story, a story of unity, compassion, and the unbreakable bond of family.